All right, viewers, and welcome to another wonderful sport time with Global Entertainment News, where we give you the update around the world of sports as it happens freshly. All right, moving up to our first story for you today, I see me that your host, Ogu Stephen. Erling Haaland had hit 300 goals in Manchester City rout of Juventus at Club World Cup. Erling Haaland 300 career goals graced this counter of a victory, and Seville 75th minute pinch lynched up at Manchester City displayed that we will not be other big guns aiming to claim the inaugural 32 teamed World Club Cup. The Brazilian 20-yard shot pinballed off the bar to make it 5-1 and confirm the Juventus would lose and finish second, while Pep Guardiola men remain in search of their smoother rhythm, topping Group G in an impressive, and Al Ali would not relish facing them in the last 16 at at far cooler 9 p.m. kick-off time. The manager was delighted. Everyone gave an incredible performance, said Guardiola. It had been a long time since we had a performance like this on off the ball. The players were committed, and we are happy to beat the top side in the previous two games. We won miles away. I'm really pleased because the player have to realize what we have to do to get back to what we were last decade. Well, actually, it's a great good performance for Manchester City, seeing them trash um, Juventus, making them finish second. The winner of that game would have finished first, but Manchester City eventually got that edge, Juventus, and they remain top of that table. All right, moving up to our next story for you today. Brazilian teams have excelled at the Club World Cup. How far can they go? Many people didn't believe the word this could happen. It is happening, said Fluminense manager Renato Gacho as he reflected on the performance of the Brazilian teams at the Club World Cup with Fluminense, Palmeiras, Botafogo and Flamengo all on their way to the last 16. Renato said that Brazilian football and people should be very proud of what their clubs have done in the US. The result in the group stage were impressive. Botafogo beat European champions PSG, and Flamengo won convincingly against Chelsea, and the only defeat for the Brazilian team when Botafogo lost to Atletico Madrid came when they had an eye on the knockout stage. Wow, this is actually very, very good. So many people have actually they never believed the Brazilian team to actually do well in this club or having so many top football teams, clubs in that competition. All right, moving up to our next story for you today. Bellingham and Vinicius shine as Real Madrid top group of Club World Cup. If Real Madrid are to make a success of the Xabi Alonso era, they will have to embrace their former midfielder quest for structure in turn. Though Alonso will come away from his new side encouraging 3-0 win over Red Salzburg in Philadelphia, knowing that keeping everyone on side will be easier if he continues to find way to let Jude Bellingham and Vinicius have their share of the limelight. There are times when it seems that the Club World Cup would function just as well as if we were simply Madrid touring the US, emerging the for stadium appearance and playing no actual football. A lot of people just want to see the stars. They were strength when Bellingham struck out a little over an hour before the game kicked off and gave a Pakistan crowd a regal wave. It was a reminder that Carlos Ancelotti remained part. But I think this is actually a very good boost for the Real Madrid side, topping that table um, to become the number one spot, moving into the knockout stage. So many games are coming up this week in the Club World Cup. We see so many games coming up. All right, we saw so many futures results from yesterday, where we saw Inter Milan trash River Plate 2-0, while the Oral Red Diamonds losing woefully to Montreal 4-0. Then we saw Juventus losing out to Manchester City 5-2 in that encounter, claiming the second spot on Group G. Then we saw Wide Casablanca against Al and Wide finishing third, Al and finishing third, while Wide finishing last in Group G. While moving up to today's feature, we saw so many games on down today already. Al Ali having a 2-0 win against Pachuca, while Salzburg losing to Real Madrid 3-0. All right, we'll be seeing so many games coming up tomorrow. We're seeing Botafogo up against Palmeiras in that encounter. Then Benfica will be up against Chelsea in the round 16 group stage. All right, on Sunday we'll be seeing Paris Saint-Germain up against Inter Miami. This is going to be a very good game. While seeing Messi up against his former team PSG in that encounter, we'll be expecting so many games coming up in that encounter. All right, we'll be seeing Inter Milan up against Fluminense, the Brazilian side up against Inter Milan. Then we'll see Real Madrid up against Juventus. Manchester City will be up against Al Hilal. However, as we've come to the end of today's sport time show with Global Entertainment News, I still remain that your host. Stay tuned for more updates in the world of sport. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on all our social media platforms for more news and updates in the world of sport. I still remain that your host, Ogu Stephen. For now, say bye.